The KTDI is the only global travel initiative of its kind. Travellers can share documentation and information from one verified identity with partners including government authorities, airlines and hotels. The KTDI allows travellers to play an active role in travel security efforts by sharing their information proactively.
Hi everyone, Alexa for Rebel News, and today I'm touching on a subject that many people are wondering about and that for many people is causing anxiety because we cannot know what's coming, especially after the 2 years we have just been through. I'm talking about digital identity, of course. I'm inclined to believe that if we let this take hold, life as we know it will be forever changed. Once digital identity is integrated, there is no going back. That is why today we are launching a petition of the utmost importance. We must reject digital identity and maintain our privacy. There is still time to take action to stop this machine. Go to stopdigitalid.ca and sign the petition in large numbers. We will then deliver it to the people involved at both the federal and provincial levels. At the federal level, one of the major digital identity projects is KTDI, the known traveler digital identity that made its appearance in Canada after Justin Trudeau went to Davos World Economic Forum in 2018.
Why does a Silicon Valley entrepreneur look to Waterloo as a great source for brilliant minds and brilliant ideas? Well, it has high intellectual standards, of course, and it values entrepreneurship. But diversity is its indispensable ingredient.
He agreed to be one of the first countries to join this pilot project in partnership with Accenture, Air Canada, the Montreal Trudeau Airport, Toronto Pearson Airport, and other institutions and airlines around the world. This digital identity will not only be used in airport, but also in other establishments such as hotel, and would contain your biometric information, your banking information, your passport, and it would also have a record of your movement, your vaccination record, your criminal history, and more. Although the application creator claimed that it will be up to each individual to reveal the information they wish to give. It is also said that any authority will be able to demand access to this information upon request. Since when should Canada have access to all your personal information and movement? How does knowing at which hotel you are staying in help national security? Because let's remind ourselves that this digital identity basic intent is to be used as a tool for the security of travelers coming to Canada. But who will have this identity? You, dear Canadian, and not travelers from other countries. So it will be you who will be tracked and controlled, not them. Look at this explanatory video. Don't you think it kind of looked like the Chinese social credit system?
Travellers need seamless ways to cross borders that also protect national security while protecting their personal data. The Known Traveller Digital Identity, or KTDI, is a public-private collaboration that enhances security efforts while enabling a connected journey for today's international traveller. The KTDI is the only global travel initiative of its kind. Travellers can share documentation and information from one verified identity with partners including government authorities, airlines and hotels.
It is is also mentioned that the more people use their identity, the more information will be had to it. So the more verifiable and trust their status become, the smoother their transition at the airport will be. What will happen to people who refuse to adhere to this digital identity system? Will they still be allowed to travel? Will they have problem at the airport? Will it be an extension of the QR code that was used for the vaccine passport that would determine whether you are a good or a bad citizen? Why is it once again Canada and now also the Netherlands that take part in this type of government control? Now the Canadian government will be able to know everything about you, your movement, your financial statement, where you go or even where you have been, if you pay your taxes, if you are properly immunized against past and future virus. Will you still have access to your bank loan without a digital identity or even access to an apartment? What happened to your secret garden, your private life, which only belongs to you? The application would supposedly be put in place for the protection of the population in terms of airport arrival to help know if the people entering in Canada are safe. Okay, but if they are so concerned about this, why can thousands of illegal immigrants enter Canada at Roxanne Road without anyone paying attention? We don't know who they are and we don't know their background either. It seems that once again, digital identity will only be for Canadian citizens. Another double standard. Surveillance and control of citizens without doing so for residents or other countries or those who enter the country illegally. As you may know, I am from Quebec and digital identity will soon become a reality. Indeed, Eric Kerr Bill 6 was adopted last December. And since 2018, we have the largest data processing center in the world in Lévis from a company called Qscale, which also work on artificial intelligence. What is alarming is that Quebec history in terms of IT project is not very promising. And now it will be the first society in the world to have a digital identity based on blockchain technology with data that will be hosted on cloud server in Quebec. In the long term, Quebec digital identity could also be used by the federal government, cities, universities, and private companies such as financial institutions. Are we really surprised? Especially when we see that several banking institutions have recently decided to change their privacy policies. Why I'm talking about this situation that will be affecting Quebec? Because the Quebec government is also considering attaching a digital wallet to this identity, which could then be applied to the rest of Canada. Let's not forget how vaccine passports started. In an opinion piece in the Journal de Montréal last November, Nathalie El-Grabli wrote the following. Of course, Quebec is not China, but prevention is better than curing. Since from digital identity to social credit, there is only a difference in formality. She was not quite wrong, especially since the onset of the pandemic, when we have seen the right and freedom of Canadian citizens being curtailed and controlled. How far will Canadians put up with government decisions that restrict their freedom as a free citizens? Will people remember that government are supposed to be there to represent them and not to control them. She had also to protect our democracy. It's important to revise Bill 6 to firmly restrain the future ministry, because once the gears get going for digital identity, there will be no turning back. Bill 6 was passed, unfortunately, on December 2, 2021, so digital identity will begin to appear in Quebec in the summer of 2022 with digital authentication according to the government, with other applications to be introduced afterwards. How long will it take before all of Canada has its own digital identity system and the government know everything about you? Will those who refuse it once again find themselves in a separate class of citizens without the right to travel or borrow from a bank or even to own a credit card? I will leave you with this to ponder on and mention that never before have we need this dubious technology whose potential use is so nebulous. So if you agree with me, sign our petition as soon as possible at stopdigitalid.ca and make a difference for the future